right, guys. So this is the warm-up that you worked on. And I'm just going to run through the answers quickly so you can see if you did them correctly or not. In number 1, we noticed that this triangle is isosceles because we have 2 congruent sides. Oops, sorry about that. And so if this triangle is isosceles, we know that these 2 sides are congruent, which means that the base angles must also be congruent. So these 2 angles must be congruent here. Now we know that all 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So if we take 180 and we subtract out 100 for this guy, we're left with 80 degrees. So the sum of the other 2 angles must equal 80 degrees, which means that each of those angles must be 40. So if the measure of angle 2 is 40, then to solve for x, we'd subtract 47 on both sides, and we get x equals -7. In number 2, we want to use the exterior angle theorem. You guys, I'm sorry. I've got a new computer. Not great with the touch screen yet. So the exterior angle theorem is in section 4.1, and that's the one that tells us that if we have an external angle like this guy, sorry, if we have an external angle like this angle, oh my gosh, that it will add up to the sum of these 2. So I'm going to take those other 2 angles, 11x plus 2 plus 14x minus 3, and I'm going to set them equal to the outer angle, which is 149. So I'm going to add up those 2 interior angles, and they're going to equal the sum of the exterior angle. So combining my like terms, I'm going to have 25x minus 1 equals 149, which means 25x equals 150, which means that x equals 6. These 2 guys down here are alternate interior angles. And we know that alternate interior angles are congruent. So we would set 30x equal to 29x plus 3. If we wanted to solve, we'd subtract 29x, and we would end up with 1x equals 3, which is x equals 3. And the last one, we need to classify this triangle by its angles and by its sides. And so by its angles, we see that we have a right angle, and so we'd say that this is a right triangle. And by its sides, we would see that we have 2 sides that are congruent. And so I would describe this triangle as isosceles.